What's up, people? It's your boy Profection back again for the last video. I'm going to try and get everything squashed in. Now, the myths, the benefits, does it do this? Does it enable you to fly like Superman around the sky and things like that? So let's get into it. Alright, let's start. Let's cover the last one, right? So, yes, I said to you that I was struggling 3 months into it. I felt 2 months into it I was about to fail, so I started watching this webcam thing, but unfortunately, because I was watching it so frequently, like I said, you can't really escape the law of porn, that in the end I felt that I was about to fail. I was about to fornicate and possibly go back to what I would class as raw porn, not webcam thing, but some people will debate that anyway. So yeah, 3 months into it, luckily some woman sent me a message and I was able to have sex with her and release that load or whatever. And I made a promise that then and there that okay, no more webcam thing, because that in itself is what you're doing, is you're teasing yourself and you eventually will fail. And that's why when I hear these people talk about I'm not going to mention the term they use, but when they mention that they've been off porn for say a year or 2 years and they're nofapping for 2 years or 1 year, whatever it is, and they're still watching porn, I don't believe it. Because I think that you build up and you're sitting down there one day and you're really horny or whatever, and you know, nature takes its course really. I do not believe it. Some people believe in reverse orgasms or whatever it is, you keep it inside you and all of that. To me, again, I don't believe in it. I think it's nonsense, if you want me to be honest with you. Stay away from it altogether, you know. Yep, so it was a blessing that I was able to have sex with someone at the end of 3 months, and I learned a lesson from that, and that was just stay away from any kind of nudity. Even when I go onto social sites now, and I see women with their bottoms hanging out and things like that, even that's enough sometimes in order to, you know, bring me to, if I'm clicking on too many of those kind of pictures on social networking sites, so normal sites, not porn sites, that will be enough to kind of almost bring on that urge or whatever. So I try to kind of stay away from it. Right, so let's get into the myths. Right, so myth number 1, is it okay to go with prostitutes? The answer to that is hell no, because prostitutes is a worse addiction. And if you go back to my addictions video, I talk about lesser addictions. Prostitution is actually a worse addiction, a lot worse. Yeah, we're talking about 10 times worse. Now you're addicted to women, to sex or whatever, but you're actually paying for it. You know, it's costing you a lot of money, and that can lead to you being financially bankrupt or whatever. That is a big no-no. Okay, do not go with prostitutes. Go out there and trying to find a real woman. Prostitutes in my eyes are, I'm not going to spend too long on it, but prostitutes are there for a reason, and that's mainly for people that are kind of handicapped, or you know, there's just no way, they might suffer from Down syndrome or something like that, something really severe where it's just not possible for them to find a partner, you know. For other men, go out there and try to have sex with normal people, you know, people, whether you're straight, gay or whatever it is, with normal people. Okay. What else is there? Myth number 2 is what else? Yeah, myth number 2 would be, does your member grow bigger in size? The answer to that question is I don't know. Maybe some people were kind of chronic fornicators and they didn't give their members enough time to recover, so it never got to a point where it was fully erect or whatever, and now that they've stopped, they look down sometimes and they believe that their members have grown in size. But personally, that's how I view it. I don't believe it has. What else is it? Is having sex with a normal person a bad thing? The answer to that question is hell no. Okay. How can having sex with a normal, you know, person, I'm straight myself, so I'm not homosexual or anything like that. But how can me having sex with a normal female be a bad thing? You know, I think the only time it can be a bad thing if maybe you're some sort of player and you're having unprotected sex, then you're pushing many people out that are out there, you're kind of spreading it, so then it becomes a bad thing. What is it? Myth number, right, what else is there? Right, I can't remember what number we're at, 4 or 5. Okay, so the next one would be, are girls attracted to you, more attracted to you now? I think the best way for me to answer that would be that, you know, it all boils down to confidence. And I think that when you start watching pornography, that it takes away your confidence. You always feel guilty about something. You almost feel like you've stabbed someone or robbed someone, gone into someone's house and stolen. Because of these things, your confidence when you're approaching women is very low. It's hard for you to maintain eye contact. I would find that sometimes my eyes would be dropping down as I was talking to them. Sometimes I wasn't purposely trying to look at their breasts or look at their bottoms or anything like that, unless of course they had it on display. If they had it on display, then I am a man, I'm a straight man, hot-blooded, whatever, I'm gonna look. It is what it is, you know. But with your normal female, I found that my eyes would wander down sometimes as I was talking to them. It wasn't a purpose, I didn't do it on purpose. But when you take those things away, take that dark cloud away, and you have nothing to feel guilty about, then obviously you can sit down in a room with someone and have a normal conversation and not feel guilty, not feel that, you know, you've robbed someone or you stole from someone. That confidence comes from the fact that you're not doing anything that's kind of, you know, you haven't sat down with a female and an hour before that you've watched some porn where a woman similar to that is being abused by a man, she's been spat on and all kinds of things. I'm trying to say, so you don't feel guilty about that. So does it give you, are women more attracted to you because you stop watching or because you stop nofapping, whatever? No, women are more attracted to you because you have nothing to feel guilty or ashamed of, and that shows. Also, that you have to learn to love yourself, yeah, and loving yourself comes from looking in the mirror and saying, I am a decent person, I am a decent guy. You know, when you learn to love yourself, you'll smile more, you'll be a lot more confident about what you say, you know, because there's a saying, and that saying is, you can please some of the people all of the time, but you can't please all of the people some of the time. Yeah, when you're truly confident in yourself, then there are sometimes when you say things, people are going to get upset, but that's just life. You know, you're being yourself. You can't please everyone. You know, some people like Marmite, some people like peanut butter, you know, some people don't like either of them. That's just life, it's just how it is. Some people like milk, some people are lactose intolerant, you know. I can't force you to, if you're lactose intolerant, to drink milk, you know, and you can't force me to have Marmite if I just can't stand it. That's how it is. When you truly love yourself, then women will see that and they'll want a piece of that. You know, it's like going into a club and me dancing by myself, but I'm really having a good time, and women can see this guy is not scared of dancing, he doesn't care what people think, he's confident. Women love confidence. So that answers that question. What is another one? Nofap gives you more testosterone. If it does, again, I think I described this in the previous video, I'm not really aware of it, to be honest with you. I'm not really too much aware of that. I've always worked out, I've seen, you know, I can't really say, to be honest with you, that I've done more through not nofapping. I've worked out for the last 23 years. So I'm being honest with you. What else? What's another myth? What else have we conquered? Yeah, and I think that pretty much sums up all of the things that I've heard online so far. So to wrap this up, basically, all I'm going to say, and this gets back to the addictions video part 4, is that I think in addictions video 2, I was saying to people that, you know, it's okay if in the beginning you fornicate every day, and now all of a sudden you're only fornicating once a day. That's still a big change. It's still a big gap. You don't ever stress yourself out on whatever addiction it is. If you've only lasted one day and now you've lasted 2 days, that's a big step. Stop comparing yourself to other people. You know, you're your own individual, you're on your own journey. Stop comparing yourself. You know, do things at your pace. The main important point is that, as Will Smith said, is you're always falling forward. You're always continuously going. You pick yourself back up and you move forward. You know, you don't stop. You never remain idle. Okay, you're always continuing it, and you will get from that 12 hours, if that's all you know, if you started off for 1 hour, now you're able to do 12 hours. That's a big thing. Give yourself a round of applause for it. Now you might end up doing a day, and then a day eventually gets to a week. You're building up your willpower. There's nothing wrong with that. What else I want to say? Yeah, so with the withdrawal symptoms, yeah, it will be tough. I think the people around you will have to take, it's going to be hard for them if you are starting, you know, when you get past your week or your 2 weeks and you decided you're going to go for it. It is going to be tough. The people around you will have to experience a very nasty side of you, moody side and things like that. But that will probably last at the most for maybe no more than, I'm guessing, 2 weeks. You know, because in the beginning, like I was saying to you, is that you're comfortably going into it in the beginning, so there really shouldn't be any mood swings. You should be able to get past a week or 2 weeks quite easy, because you're not really thinking about it. It's you know, either you decide to get past the 5 days or you don't. But if you do get past like a week or so, then why not go for it? Why not make that sprint to try and give it up permanently, whatever it is. And what else have I missed out on? So, what else would I mention from the addictions? And that is pretty much it. I don't think there's anything more that's that I think I've missed out on. Apart from, I mentioned the Joe Rogan. Yeah, so the last thing I want to say about the Joe Rogan and the coach and a few other people is that, again, if you're a healthy person and these addictions aren't really they're not really causing your life any stress, you're still maintaining healthy relationships, still holding down a job and all those sort of things, please continue doing it. There's nothing wrong about it, although I would really suggest give it up anyway, really, if I'm going to be honest with you. What was I going to say? There was something else I was going to say. The last very thing I was going to say. Yeah, and in regards to it's impossible for people to do it, and it's the very last thing that I'll say, is that, you know, there's Christians, there's Muslims, there's all kinds of religions out there, and they're not doing it, you know. Or let me put it into a more real perspective. They're more likely to not do it than to do it. You know, in religion, you're more likely to not watch porn as to watch it. So don't think that it's impossible. When this coach was saying he doesn't believe it, people are lying and all of that. No, it's possible. It is possible. And don't be afraid to, you know, make sure that you will have time on your hands. That's the last thing I'll address. You will have a lot of time on your hands. Don't be afraid to pick up a book, because you're going to have a lot of time on your hands. Don't be afraid to go down the gym, take up a gym membership, do something. Don't think that you can just give this thing up and sit around doing nothing. You won't last 5 seconds. Make sure that you have something else planned. And who cares if your friend says it's boring, you're a nerd or whatever. Now you're playing board games, and you know, you never thought you'd see yourself playing board games. Look, you do whatever it takes in order to kind of fill that void, to kind of replace that addiction, whether it be Nofap or whatever, with something that's fulfilling, really. That's the best way of saying it to you. Anyway, I thank you for watching all 3 of these videos, and yeah, that's me and my Nofap. I've done a year now, so I've got past the 90 days. It's a year, and I'm blessed, I'm thankful. But even if I did mess up tomorrow, I would feel a bit slightly guilty because it's been a full year, but I wouldn't stress myself out about it, you know, and I wouldn't allow somebody else to put me down or tell me I've done bad or whatever. I know where I'm at, I know where I'm going, and that's it. Thank you for watching, stay strong, and you will do this, believe me, you'll do it. If you need any support or whatever, then drop me a message in one of these videos, and I'll try my best. I can only do my best because I have my own issues. But thank you, see you later, peace.